Welcome to Shelley Lake for a special class in balance. How to develop greater sense of balance physically can also add to some of the mental and emotional balances we seek. The number one or first pose in yoga I'd like to introduce is called mountain, and elements of mountain that may enhance your balance. I like to start with the two-fisted spacing of my feet and knees, and then also drawing that intention down through my feet so that as I breathe, I might draw my belly up. So the idea of balance between down and up. So consider that as we start our process of breathing, drawing the feet down, noticing how that comes through your body, and then bringing the belly up with your inhale, and then letting the belly settle and let the legs relax a tad. And we give that sense of elevation with downward direction. And gaining that sense, I believe, can help with any sort of instability, because we just have a fraction of a second sometimes to come to some balanced pose. So consider that a few more times. Belly up and notice how it feels. Exhale, release it. Inhaling up, noticing where the feet are, and exhale and releasing it. Couple more times, inviting the belly to come up and forward. Good, one more. Then in terms of balance, I like to think of other elements that balance our bodies. The shoulder blades are a balancing element for the upper body. They help stabilize the head. So if on the inhale, I bring my belly up and invite you, and my shoulder blades together, that will open up my chest a little bit more, inviting a little more breath in, and releasing it. Being sensitive to whatever limits your body may have in this upper area, and establishing a sense of awareness of where the shoulder blades are, because we may seldom think of them. Good. Couple more breaths of inviting the shoulder blades together as you inhale to open the heart. Lovely. And settle and release. So this could be one segment of developing mountain. The next segment of developing mountain will build on the first, and I'd like to have you consider your glutes or your buns, however you like to call them, and that when we inhale, we bring the belly up and the shoulder blades down, and then activate the central jaw of these muscles, and exhale while engaging these muscles, and release. Did you notice how the possibility of coming up a little taller when you engage these glutes over here, the side muscles? See that I might have a dramatic response, but they really help to stabilize the downward draw of the legs. So a couple more breaths engaging the glutes, and we'll build on that. Opening up the heart, noticing how it feels. Good. Similarly to the glutes, the inner thighs can draw away from center and tighten up a little bit to balance the glutes drawing in. So if you're gripping a little bit with your inner thighs, you can also try to grip with your glutes a little. It's like the consideration of sitting on a saddle on a horse, which many of us have never done, but you can imagine what that's like to hold the horse and engage your glutes and thighs. You might feel your heels draw down a little bit more as if you're on a stirrup, and the heels of your boots are drawing down to lift yourself up to see over the top of the horse. Good. Couple more breaths. Developing the glutes and the inner thighs in conjunction with the belly lift and the shoulder blade engagement. Beautiful. Let's come back and shake it out a little bit. Finish this segment on waking up the glutes and the inner thighs. Great, let's build on those 4 elements. Belly, shoulders, glutes, inner thighs, and consider now the feet, where the flesh meets terra firma, so that when you draw down, you might consider the heels, the big toe pad, the pinky pad like a triangle, and how does that come to engage the ground? Do you feel differently in one foot than the other? Often we sit in an imbalanced way, may walk with lack of awareness of what our feet are doing, and wear shoes that may not be optimal for how we're living. So let's just breathe, practice engaging these elements, and noticing the feet. You notice I might be bending my knees a little bit more to enhance the lift, and gaining a little bit of an awareness of feet down, upper body lift. Bending the knees, because that's important. Get the circulation going, get the fluids in the joints, stimulating muscles and bone while you're waking up your feet. Good. Then we're going to practice a little bit with the arms and the balance. Think of, I like having my fingertips together so that if my feet go down, I might come up and lift one arm straight up and bring it back, and inhale and bring the other up, and then exhale, bring it back. Inhale, lift, and exhale, return. Inhale, lift, and exhale, return. Because we're practicing engaging in opposite directions, feet down, arm up. Noticing that we can ground and extend. I find this important when reaching up the shelves of my house, trying to access areas that may have things that are fragile, but also paying attention to my shoulder blade drawing down as the arms lift up. Good. One more pair. Notice the feet. Are they warming up? Are they comfortable? Thighs, buns. Good. And then come on back and shake it out. That'll be the feet and arm segment. Moving to walking. I have a lot of prosthetics in my body. Mobility has been a challenge over the years, so I pay a lot of attention to walking and how I walk. And even still, I'm not a master of it. But the idea of heel, ball, toe while breathing is a good idea. So for me, if I take a breath, plant my heel, extend my body upward, and place pressure on my back foot's big toe pad, that will lift me up. And then I can actually come back down on the exhale, finish, and return. Well, let's repeat that pairing again of one extending, one drawing down. Inhale, I'm stepping forward on the heel, coming up on the back foot's big toe pad area, and then exhale, coming back down and stepping it back. Let's try this simple step, lift, belly up, shoulder blades back. Good. Bring it back here. And then one more step, lift. Big toe pad draws down. Belly up. Exhale, bring it back. And notice how that pairing worked for you. We'll switch sides, whichever side you started with. Let's inhale, bring the belly up. Step the other foot, heel forward. Lean on the foot a little bit and lift the back foot, heel. Come on the big toe pad. Then come on back, finish, and return. And notice if you're maintaining that two-fisted spacing of the feet and knees. Let's inhale, lift the belly, shoulder blades down, step forward with the heel. Come back on the big toe pad of the back foot. Finish the exhale, come on back and return. A couple more. Inhaling, stepping, planting, drawing the back heel up. Exhale, coming back, returning to neutral, and finishing. One more. Belly up, stride, come up. Good. And then exhale back and return. So I believe practicing this forward and back will help in just getting that sense of stride. Often we can have a short stride and that can tighten up these front muscles, or these tight muscles can shorten our stride. So that's why I like to open up the front body. Good. More balance. Please consider your spacing. Wonderful. I'd like to move back on the mat, so I'll be stepping forward. We've done some warrior series, so I'd like to consider a longer stride and a plant and a hold for a breath, and then the return. This is what I mean. I'm going to inhale, lift the belly, draw the shoulder blades down, take a big step forward, and turn this back leg out, and bring my body to orient forward. And just breathe here, and that's why I like this spacing of the feet, so that you can see there's space between them, and that allows me to extend up with good stability going down. Breathe in this position for a little bit. Notice if you're maintaining good integrity in the knee over the ankle, and drawing the back, big toe pad and heel down. Good. One more breath here. And then we're going to step this front leg back by leaning forward, turning the back foot forward, and coming back to neutral. Similarly, we're going to inhale, draw the belly up and switch sides. A big lunge forward, maintaining this integrity of the knee over the ankle, rotating the hips, and breathing. And notice if you can engage your glutes, your inner thighs, relaxing the back foot and breathing. One more breath here, noticing how that feels. And a little bend to the front knee, inhale and step it back, and return and shake it out. That'll be the segment for Warrior 1. Next, building stability for Warrior 2 and 3. I'd like to practice that similar mode of stepping forward, except going into the same plane as the back leg. They'll still be spaced apart. I'm going to turn sideways a little bit. And so when I step forward and turn that front foot forward, the back foot inward, I'm squaring my hips sideways. Good. And there's practicing that stability of the strong back glute. Noticing my inner thighs, can I engage them a little bit? The glutes, the shoulder blades, which could then support the arms in Warrior 2. Notice how that feels. Just having this nice stabilizing base can help the upper body relax. Let's take another breath here. Good. Then we're going to bend the front knee a little, spring back, and come back to your neutral position. Then for the other side, I'm going to turn sideways, come up a little bit, step forward, turn the back foot in, rotate my pelvis to be perpendicular to my extension, and breathe here and notice the inner thighs, the glute, the back foot, the shoulder blades, and how this body responds to being on this side. One more breath here. I'm going to bend the front knee a little, spring back, and shake it out. Then adding a little bit more intensity, the importance of the drawing down and the lifting up, whether it's even tree pose or warrior 3, it's a one-legged experience. So let's start with tree pose, just for the idea of going to one leg. I like this on the calf. See if you can notice the stabilizing leg, glute, belly up, shoulder blade down, simply positioning the lower foot to rest on the calf and then come out. Good. Shake it a little bit, and then see how you can experience the other side. Strong glute, inner thigh, stabilizing foot, heart up, breathing. Wonderful. Couple more breaths here. Building that single leg strength, and then coming back and shaking it out. This could be plenty, and having support adjacent for the next pose could be very helpful, and using your breath and balance as a gauge. When I go to Warrior 3, I like to think of drawing the belly up and the shoulder blades down as the knee is lifted. I like my palms up because that helps facilitate the heart staying open and the shoulder blades engaged. Then as I extend my lifted leg back, I try to keep that hip width apart and hinge the hip socket, bending the standing knee, leg's knee, maintaining the integrity of the knee pretty much over the ankle, breathing, lifting the heart. Boy, is that bun working? Good. One more breath here. Lift the heart up and just float that lifted leg back to neutral and shake it out. Building individual leg strength is helpful for all sorts of scenarios. It's very slippery out and things are in the ground that can trip you. So let's consider the next one. Lifting the belly, drawing the foot down, lifting the knee, breathing, planting on the tree if necessary, or extending back and coming out of it if you need to. Let's try it again. Lifting up, drawing it back, finding the spacing, lifting the heart, engaging the glute, breathing, noticing how this side responds, your breath, feeling the strength in your leg. One more breath, and out. Good. Well, that was plenty in that segment, and if we do little bits repeatedly, you'll develop a little more awareness of your legs, your buns, glutes, shoulder blades, belly, and stride through life with potentially a little more confidence and capability. Visit our YouTube channel, YouCallThisYoga.org, or You Call This Yoga, for videos and information about our classes.